Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our finale reaction for Instant Influencer with James Charles. It just ended like a few minutes ago, so we're here to break down the ending, to make sense of it. Was it the right choice for the entire season? Was it the right choice for the finale? We shall get into it, and we might have a debate. I have no idea. We haven't talked about any of our opinions at all.
No.
All right, well, before we dive in, if you guys do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Obviously, major spoilers within if you have not seen the finale just yet. All right, are you ready to get into this?
Ashley.
Are we changing Ashley? See, I don't know. Here's the problem. I think Ashley is the best overall by a good margin. I do not think Ashley was the best in the finale. That is where...
How dare you?
I am a little all over the place.
All right. I think, listen.
It only has taken a minute.
Fight, okay. I think Ashley had the best overall performance of the whole season.
I agree with that.
And that was one of the things that James said that they are judging on. And I had kind of wondered throughout the season if they were judging on overall performance, because there was a couple of decisions where I was kind of like, what is happening? Like when Indigo went, and it didn't feel like it was based on their overall performances of the season. But for the finale, it seems like it was based on that. And if it's based on that, then this is the right choice. I also think that she won this final challenge, because when I look at what, Kaylin did, she had a lot of really interesting moments in there that make a lot of sense and were things that I could see people wanting to recreate, like having the different words of like what people think of you and what you think of yourself or how you actually are. But when I saw the picture, I was like, oh yeah, that's a really pretty picture. But at the same time, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because her face is like this, and she's showing all the things that people think she is, and she's hiding the things that she really is.
I had a slightly different take on some of it, and I'll start it just by saying this, that you are right, this is the criteria that was established on the show. With that in mind, this sort of is what they have to judge on. I don't have a problem with Ashley winning at all, because those are the ground rules, right?
Come on, she's so good.
She is insanely good, and she was really good throughout the entire season. I question, production-wise, the decision to have this be a cumulative sort of finale, because if that is the point, it basically is sort of then saying, okay, Ashley has dominated most of the season, so does anyone else even then have a chance? Like, unless Ashley comes out and just doesn't put any makeup on at all, is anyone else going to have a chance of beating her if it's cumulative? That's what I don't really know. I don't love that idea, but that's just me.
Well, the thing is there are a lot of other reality shows that do lean into that. I've used Ink Master as sort of a comparison to this show, because they do that a lot, where it's, okay, are we gonna send home a really good artist because they had one bad week, sort of thing. And by the time you are getting to the end, yeah, if you completely fail the final challenge and the makeup was really bad, then it doesn't matter that accumulative you were doing really great if you drop it in the Super Bowl. You still have to be able to bring it in the Super Bowl, and she still did.
I do think Ashley was very good. I think visually hers was one of the cooler ones. I think she probably had the coolest overall photo of the three. I didn't mind the quotation marks. I like how she was very adaptable in the moment, and she was kind of constantly thinking up new ideas, and I think being able to work on the fly, probably really good.
I also really like that she was looking into what is trendy now in other aspects outside of beauty, that she was kind of like, okay, this is really trendy in fashion right now. How can I translate that into something trendy in makeup? That is really smart, because kind of just, you can pull out of nowhere something that's trendy on your own, but it is real difficult. So to grab something that's already trendy in a different part of an industry and then adapt it into your own industry, it's just smart.
And I think a part of my own personal problem sometimes is I don't know what's trendy in any of these worlds at all.
Neither do I.
So I was really looking at this challenge from the vantage point of, okay, what could I actually see people catching on to really, really quickly? And for me, I thought Kaylin's idea was far and away the best because it's something that I can easily sort of see people, even if they don't have a lot of makeup or anything else in their place, they could just sort of emulate this and create different facial expressions. I could see it being something that's really popular on Instagram. I could see it being very popular on Twitter. I thought her photo was pretty good, not as good as Ashley's, but I just thought that the idea was significantly stronger than either of the other two, and that was sort of the thing that was so easily translatable to me. But with the criteria set up, as you've mentioned, I think Ashley still probably does deserve to win.
No, I agree. I think that what Kaylin did with having sort of the what people perceive you to be, what you feel actually about yourself inside is something that's just really prevalent right now. I think there's a lot of people out there, men and women, everybody, that's going through that, and especially with stuff like influencers and social media and putting yourself out there, putting pictures online, all that sort of stuff, people judging you. You do get a lot of feedback of, maybe not what you thought of yourself, and then you start to take that in a lot. And so I can see this becoming a bit of a trend for sure.
I think the good news here is that at least we both agree that these two are the top two, I think, by a pretty wide margin. And preface this by saying I'm not being mean to Benny when I'm saying this, because I think his was probably the most actual physical work to put together. But I think in terms of what it really was, it just, I don't see anybody trying to be like, okay, here is my own bunny makeup mask. I felt like it didn't, until he really started to explain it, it's not something that's easily explainable other than that here is a bunny mask. And and that's the thing, it was more of a mask than makeup. It felt more to me like something people would wear at a Halloween party. I thought that comparison was pretty apt, actually.
Yeah, I think it was pretty accurate as well. I think the idea of when you're going to put something online and you're going to influence other people to want to recreate it, it has to be something that people can recreate. His look was very difficult. These are having the guar gum at home to put on all the cotton and all these different things is not easily accessible. This is not something that people are going to be able to go home and recreate. I think it was very telling when James was sitting down with each person. I love that he took people away and privately spoke to them about what they were doing. I thought that was cool. But that he sat down with them and Benny was trying to explain sort of what he was going with, and even said it's inspired by Ariana Grande. It's not even inspired. It's like straight up Ariana Grande with the same sort of bunny mask. And I get what he was talking about of having that mask on top of the bunny. It's sort of a bunny hiding a bunny with a bunny mask. It was a interesting concept, but when you have to explain what the concept is, then it doesn't work. But James straight up saying, listen, Ariana already did this, and she did it a little while ago now, so it's not really new, hot, trendy. You're not bringing something of yourself, you're bringing a look that Ariana already did. Maybe, gear yourself away from it. And he was just kind of like, no, I'm gonna figure out how to make this my own. James already let you know that this was not going to be a winning look, and I know that that's difficult, but I've seen it on Ink Master as well, where judges or mentors will kind of be like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing watercolor tattoos. We hate those. I don't care, I'm going to do it anyways. Well, then don't be surprised when the judges are like, we told you we hate this, so bye.
This was sort of like when I was on Beauty and the Geek. I was told to not put this person I was making over in capri pants. And because I didn't have any other idea, I put them in capri pants, even though I was told it was a bad idea. You don't do this. It just... James even... By the way, James basically calling out Benny's own problem to everyone after the fact, where he's like, make sure to make all these original, guys. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You gotta do Benny like that? But no, I was not familiar with the Ariana Grande video, but I went and I looked it up. It is basically the same like the same entire head part. It was the same color even. It felt a lot like it was too much similar. Like he could have been a backup performer in her music video.
And I was really surprised by that with Benny too, because last week we saw with the or 2 weeks ago, the fluorescent tears running down his face. That was really creative and very cool, and that he worked with his own sort of running face, his own eyes that run a lot. I was just like, man, this guy's really creative. And then this was the look that he came out with that no one's going to be able to recreate. I was actually really surprised.
The thing that I will say about it is he had a vision apparently from before he even got out there that this is what he wanted to do. If he's this confident with sort of the looks he wants to present, the angles he's giving, there's going to be a lot of people who do appreciate that, and maybe this is something that will attract him an audience. It just means that he may not be right to win a show like this, and that's sort of the thing. It's like James Charles is one of the people making the decision, but in reality, the public will have the final say as to who they actually want to watch.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, I've been looking at everybody's, of course, social blade, seeing how quickly everyone has been growing since the show. This show really is bringing influence to people, which I thought was really cool. I mean, it's the whole purpose of the show. And seeing Ashley win and seeing that she's how many subscribers to YouTube that she's gained is pretty incredible in such short amounts of time.
It's a cool show for that very reason. The YouTube sort of world is building so fast. I'm surprised there hasn't been something like this beforehand. I don't know how the powers that be at YouTube are determining whether or not to bring a show back, but I feel like there needs to be a season 2.
Yeah.
I think to use like the only makeup analogy I know, there is a strong foundation that has been put on here, and then from there, they can sort of establish it and try to do some new things. I would like to see them outside of the studio a little bit more. I'd like to see bigger, more ambitious challenges, more episodes, more cast members.
I don't see a way that YouTube would not want to bring this back, because basically James is creating a platform to make more YouTubers and make YouTube more popular.
They're printing their own money.
Yeah, they're basically printing their own money. So I would be really surprised if they didn't bring it back. James was a very good host with this show. Norvina, wonderful judge on this show, very smart, great critique. I mean, and there was a really nice energy with them. I just feel like, yeah, it was a short first season. Yeah, there was a couple bumps in it, like the apology videos.
Yeah.
But I still feel like there is more that can come out of this show. And I think it's going to be back. I think they'd be crazy not to bring it back.
Well, we'll take a look at things. We'll see exactly what the future holds. Yeah, I think it will be back. I think it's an enjoyable show. It's short. It was very much sort of an experiment. I think they probably were trying to see if this could work, if it's something people would be on board with. The fact that there were hundreds of thousands of people just watching it live alone, I think shows you what the overall market for this could be. So I think we'll see a little bit more, to say the least. But let's hear from you guys. What did you think about the Instant Influencer with James Charles finale? Was the right person the winner? Share in the comments, and if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the store, and we'll see you here next time.